Here's a question on another guy who could be on the carousel, who the San Francisco 49ers paid a fortune for in draft picks. Kevin Mapp asked, what happens to Trey Lance in San Francisco? I'm on record by being on record. You can hunt back through. It's recorded on YouTube somewhere, as saying that I one, the number 2 quarterback in that draft for me was Justin Fields. 2, my God, that's a lot to pay for Trey Lance, who has such an incomplete track record and resume. It may hit, it may not, but wow, what a risk. What a gamble. Swing big, right?
Yeah.
Swing for the fences. It's a strikeout home run league in Major League Baseball right now, right?
Yeah.
So what happens with Trey Lance in San Francisco? The reports coming out of San Francisco are Brock Purdy will be the guy next year. Is that he would have to have a huge drop-off or he's going to be the guy. That makes Trey Lance expendable. You try and recoup some of that cost. Who could come back for him?
Who could come and trade for him, or what's the package?
Yeah. Who would be interested in coming in, and what do you think it would cost?
I think it's going to cost at least a first-round pick, but it obviously depends on where that first-round pick is. Like the Colts at number 4 overall is a big discrepancy between the Broncos at 29, 30, 31. It would take 4 of those picks from the Broncos to get up to that spot. So Indy is the one that I think is the most logical. I think we talked about it yesterday where they showed Chris Ballard with his board in the background, and the Colts use this like gold star prospect where they have a gold-plated placard on the players that they view. They only give it to like 3 guys in the entire draft or something that, off the charts intangibles, athleticism, intelligence, tools, blah, blah, blah. And I know Chris Ballard is very tools oriented for all his positions, including the quarterback spot. So I think the Colts would be very interested in getting Trey Lance. So that's one to keep an eye on for. Maybe they like him more than a Will Levis. The other court was CJ Stroud has question marks about the playmaking ability and the overall arm talent. I know that I think it's fine, but again, that's question marks that I've heard from people. Doesn't have a howitzer, and we've seen with like Dak Prescott that if you don't have a crazy strong arm, sometimes those intermediate throws are hard to get, and that's what a lot of these teams are making bank on right now in the NFL. And then you have the likes of I think another team that would be really interesting is the Tennessee Titans. They only have 1 year left of Ryan Tannehill. They have the 11th overall pick this cycle, and the Tennessee Titans just hired the former director of player personnel from the 49ers, who obviously was a part of the decision-making to bring in Trey Lance to the 49ers. Apparently there was a power struggle a bit between the front office and the coaching staff. With that 49ers pick, coaching staff was a little bit more interested in Mac Jones. Again, this is allegedly, this is not fact, but and Joe Cannon talking about Tennessee as well. But also, so there was a dynamic there reportedly between the front office and the coaching staff. Front office went out, got Trey Lance. Now you're bringing over a front office guy over to the Titans. And also, just another factor here, after that move was made, Trey Lance, this is really, and we got Ran Carathon. I've even heard that name. I know Ran Carathon. Thank you, Joe, for the, this is definitely being a detective here. But when he announced that he was going to Tennessee, or Tennessee announced it, Trey Lance did an Instagram story of him with the announcement with the praying hands emojis on it. With the Titans there. So that's one to keep an eye on, in my opinion. The other team here that I'd be interested in would be the Carolina Panthers. Why is that? They are a team that has a high draft pick. They don't have a lot of draft capital, and very much in need for they have a high draft pick. They don't have a lot of salary cap, and they have a need for a quarterback. They're one of the teams that I can't imagine them making a big splash in free agency because of the salary cap restrictions. But they have the draft capital, and they probably would love a young, cost-controlled quarterback that could fit into this team.